Hi, I'm so glad you decided to join me today. I have what I think is some very valuable information for you. If you are going through a change or preparing to make a change, you don't want to miss this very first important step that can be the difference between success or disappointment. And even if you're not currently making a change, but maybe there are things that you know you should or shouldn't be doing, perhaps your doctor told you you need to quit smoking and you have no desire to do so. But maybe down the road you will. What I'm about to share with you could help ease the way. And it's a simple thing that you can start doing right away, relatively painless. And what I'm talking about is stress management. Now, all change, even positive change, is stressful, and a certain amount of stress is necessary in order to reach your goals. You need that for energy and motivation. But what we want to look out for is how easy it is for that stress to snowball and become overwhelming, and then we just shut down and give up. Now, the next thing you might be saying, but stress management isn't simple, and that's true. Stress management is a complex, ongoing thing that we need to deal with. But I have a couple of steps that truly are simple things that you can start doing today. And if you do them regularly, will make a big difference when it comes to controlling your stress. So what are they? The very first thing is a daily mindfulness practice. This doesn't mean you need to sit down and meditate for 30 minutes every day. Well, you could do that. That's very good for you, and it is a mindfulness practice. But it could also be something as simple as going out in the yard and putting your feet in the grass and listening to the birds sing. Or perhaps staying right where you are and just tuning into your senses. What are you seeing right now? Hearing, smelling, tasting, feeling. Anything that brings you into the present moment and gets you away from worrying about the future or regretting something in the past. So a daily mindfulness practice is the first thing. The second thing is daily intentional movement. This doesn't have to be a heart-pounding workout, although that's great for some people and that works too. But it could be a walk around the block or a stretch session or putting on your favorite music and dancing for one song. Just anything that gets your body moving that is intentional and that you will do every day. And mix it up. It doesn't have to be the same movement every single day. And finally, the third thing is communication. Talk to someone you love. It could be a family member, a friend, or it could be a professional. Maybe you go to a counselor or a clergyman or a health coach. And you can talk about what's stressing you out and just get not even advice as much as just being heard and a safe space for you to talk through the things that are stressing you out. Now, a close second to actually sitting down and talking with someone is writing it out. So maybe journaling. Maybe right now you don't want to talk to anybody about what's stressing you out, but you could write about it. Write out what you're feeling. What's the worst thing that could happen? What are the odds that that would really happen? What can you do to help prevent that from happening? And then on the flip side, what's the best possible outcome? And how would your life be different if you make that change? So those are the three things: a daily mindfulness practice, intentional movement, and communication, whether that's in person or writing. Wherever you are in the change process, if you're in the middle of a transition, if you're getting ready to make a change, or you're just contemplating maybe a future change, the very first step to successful change is to get a hold of your stress, to manage your stress. And that's all I have for you today. I would love if you feel like sharing in the comments. Just tell us a change that you'd like to make and where you're at in the process. Or maybe you have a stress management tip that we could all benefit from. And then before you leave, if you wouldn't mind liking the video, giving it a thumbs up, and subscribing to the channel if you'd like some more simple tips on behavior change or health and wellness. And in the meantime, until I see you again, enjoy the journey.